Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a better, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about Minority Report. What? I mean, yeah, we all know the movie, but Hans talks about us. It's young movie, we all say, yeah, no, it's been around. It's been after. It's all old movie. People are wondering, like, okay, how is this gonna relate to dog training? Yeah. But you've been talking about this for a while.
It's an important concept, okay? For people who did not, they all gas in their water.
What the gas is? We're well water, so Hans might not make it until the end of the episode read. It is really up. All right. Hans get distracted very easily.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of things that worry Hans. Well, y'all, they don't worry. They don't worry. He's got a very inquiring mind.
Well, I have a degree in hydrogen.
I know you do. I should have put it's a clear and you show that show in the like it's a clear what he have in foot. He has this picture of water so bubbles
Bubbles on the side.
and it's
And, it's kind of interesting because the bubbles, that's a gas which is absorbed into the water underground,
yeah.
right?
So, but there's all of a sudden it just disappears over there. Interesting for the glass.
So because when you shake it, right?
But it's not there in the other glass.
Yeah, because you shake it. Because when you pour it comes. There's an instrument in hydrogeology
Yeah. And then
into which you pour the water, right, and see where it is at, right, and then you shake it,
yeah.
and the water goes down, and there's more gas.
Yeah.
So you knock that gas out of the water, you can tell what's the percentage of it. Anyway, why am I even talking about this?
Because you're hot.
Yeah.
At dog training, if you guys whatever, some of you come to training dogs, it's like Hans doesn't do just we don't just talk about dogs, we talk about you name it. There's philosophy, some samurais, of course, which is part of Hans loves samurais. There's geology, nuclear science. Like I think
But yesterday was the anniversary of Battle of Antioch. Nobody knows about that.
no. And that's why I couldn't sleep. Something was off.
That's when Caesar got murdered. Okay, senators. Okay, right. He had a lot of money. I mean, he was the role,
Yeah.
right? And his money was handled by Mark Antony, right? And Mark Antony was in love with Cleopatra, and Egypt was very lush country, the Nile Delta. So there was a lot of wealth coming from there. So him and Cleopatra, they had like so much money. I mean, tremendous amount, right? And when Caesar, died because he was murdered,
Yeah.
he left a will, and he gave all his money to this guy who he adopted as son, and his name was Octavius, right? But Mark Antony, when Octavius wanted the money, Mark Antony says, "Fuck you," basically,
Yeah.
right? And so they started the battle,
Uh-huh.
right? And and it was going on for years. They were feuding and battling, and finally it took a head at this battle in Greece. I cannot say Antioch or whatever,
Uh-huh.
right? And there it was in a port, and the Antony. Mark Antony was there for a long time, and he was like 80,000 soldiers and 500 ships, right? And then when this was done, they got all sick, they got malaria and all that. So that Octavius found out that he's there. A lot of the Mark Antony soldiers and generals were defecting to on the other side, right? And telling to Octavius what Mark Antony wants to do. And Mark Antony, they thought, hey, Mark Antony army is a navy is sick.
Go.
Right. So the Octavius, we had only like 400 ships, and about I don't know 60,000 soldiers. He closed the entryway into the port, and when Mark Antony, like Cleopatra, with all their money, wanna go run away to Egypt because his army was in Germany because of sickness.
Yeah.
Octavius wouldn't let him. He knew that. So they had this battle there, and Octavius kicked Mark Antony's ass, right? But Mark Antony and Cleopatra got away. The rest of the soldiers are die, his own soldiers, and he went back to Egypt. And Octavius and was recognized by the Rome and all that, and so Mark Antony committed suicide, and Cleopatra also committed suicide. And that happened, I think, 39 BC, 38 or 39 BC. September 2nd, which was yesterday.
There you go.
Why am I talking about this? Because I'm not. Anyway, so what were we going to talk about?
Well, Minority.
Minority Report. So yeah, that was this movie, and for people who didn't see the movie, Tom Cruise was the hero in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's happening in future, right? And Tom Cruise was a cop in future, and they had this media, they called media, and they could read future. So they would be able to tell who's going to commit murder.
And they sent.
So they would send the police to arrest them before they could commit the murder, executed them, even so they didn't commit murder.
Yeah.
Of course, the politicians, they sly dogs. There was it to their own gain, so they start executing people. Anyway, but how does it tie to my dog training assistant? It's that when you wanna correct the dog, most people correct the dog when after he does something wrong, right? Like piss on the corner or attacks a horse, or another dog, then they correct the dog.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a big mistake because then the ship already sailed. And remember, as I say, you always train the dog's brain, not the action. Once the action happens, too late. The ship already sailed. Right? So we need to understand this, what I'm just going to say. When the dog, let's say, you want to teach, correct it for not attacking, let's say, another dog, right? So if he attacks the other dog, your dog does, then he already did that, right? And then he corrected him. So, but you really don't want him to attack the other dog in the first place.
No. That's the ultimate.
So what you want to do, you want to correct him before he attacked the dog.
No.
So you got to read the dog and see what he's thinking about.
No.
Right? And correct it for the thinking to attack another dog.
Yeah.
And if you can, so let's say I walk on a street and there's a dog in a park there, and my dog perks up and look. I know what he's thinking about. My dog.
Yeah.
Right. He's thinking about I'm going out and run up there and kick his ass.
Yeah.
Or I would like to run there up and kick his ass. Right. And people then wait, and the dog turns aggressive, and then they correct him. And I say, you need to correct him before he does that, And he said, well, he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I said he did.
Yeah.
He was thinking about it. That's what's wrong,
Yeah.
right? If I stop the dog from thinking to attack another dog, then he is not going to attack the other dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, it's not fair. It's okay. Your dog is not going to sue you or anything, so what do you worry about?
Yeah.
You know, oh, well, I'm punishing the dog for something he didn't do yet. All right, well, you want to have a well-trained dog or you want to be fair,
Yeah.
right? So when you walk on a street and your dog perks up because it gives a hard look to the other dog or person or cat or whatever,
Yeah.
you say no and correct it because you know what's going on in his head. So
Yeah.
pay attention to your dog,
Yeah.
right? And then as you correct him, the dog looks up at you for the correction. By that, he's basically acknowledging your leadership position and say, good boy, you penny. For what? For looking up at you as a leader.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how it works. That's what minority report training is, dog training is, because you are correcting the dog before they commit the murder.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's important. But you gotta, I mean, everybody knows their own dog too. Like they know, a member knows
Right.
their own dog.
Right. And that applies to any kind of training like that.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, in obedience, we can use that, or anytime.
Yeah.
You know, if we are going to correct the dog, we should always correct him before he makes a mistake. And there's two kinds of correction we give the dog. Either the dog is refusing to do what we want. Like, let's say I said to the dog, bust her down,
Yeah.
and he doesn't go down. Well, then I'm correcting his thoughts already. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Or the dog is doing something wrong or about to do something wrong, and I'm correcting him for that. That way I gotta catch it before he does that job, right?
Yeah.
It's like I see in my house, he's positioning himself to piss on my couch,
Yeah.
so I correct him before he does that. Oh,
Yeah.
right? So we have two types of corrections, right? One for what he's not doing when I tell him to do, and something what he willfully do on his own, which is wrong,
And same.
right? But the principle is the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're always correcting before, you know, or what's on his mind, you know? So if I tell the dog down, he doesn't go down. He either is flipping me finger or looking at another dog somewhere or is distracted or la la land.
Yeah.
Well, I'm correcting him for that. Yeah, that's a break.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's amazing because they pay attention and all of a sudden they start paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
I know how you lost it on the arena once and give a really good correction. Right? Ever since you listened like $1,000,000, right? Better. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't, and then, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was harder than you wanted to do. Yeah, you lost your shit, which was good in this case.
Yeah.
Because you finally did the correction hard enough.
Yeah. 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 And Hans talks about this in the, is it the leash? How to use your leash correctly video?
Yeah,
It's in the instructional video.
oh, you gotta come close to the space threshold, all that, yeah.
Yeah, which is really good.
If you give little tiny, you know, corrections which will not correct the butterfly,
Yeah.
then it's not gonna work on your dog.
Yeah, I didn't care. We did this exercise last weekend where we went into a circle and dog was next to us and heel, sit and heel. And then we told the dog to stay and then we moved behind the dog. Everybody moved behind their dog and my dog just kept coming or kind of, it stayed a little bit and then kept moving, wanted to be with me. And I said,
So we needed to correct her before she break.
yeah,
So you tell her, that's a good example.
yeah,
You tell the dog down, stay,
yeah.
and you just see, oh, okay, I'm gonna break. Just before she lifts the elbow from the ground,
Yeah,
you should correct her there.
yeah. But what was it?
Because if you're correcting her, if you're correcting her after she already got up, it's too late.
Yeah. But you did say that was Kai, it was the boy, but it doesn't matter. But he kept doing it, and you said, okay, hold. Why don't you step back, just a few seconds, and then go back and say, good boy.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm around for that. Yeah, you kind of switch. So what you do is you want to communicate. That's different. So
I know it's a little, we're off topic here, but
what I wanted you to do is to communicate to him what you want. He didn't understand what you wanted.
yeah.
right? So he was braking, trying to come to you, right? And you corrected him, says, well, he's correcting me for coming to him. What's wrong with that? Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content so far, please subscribe to our channel. Also, Hans has a podcast channel called Dog Training for Life. Check that out so you can listen to the audio version.
I want you to stay. So you tell him stay, don't stay. Yeah. Walk away. And you know he's going to break it in 10 seconds. Yeah. So 7 seconds before, after 7 seconds before you break the command, you go back and praise it. You do it. And you keep doing it and start extending the time.
Yeah. But a little off topic, I know. But it was just interesting. And he did do better after that.
It's about you gotta be smarter than average dog, right? You gotta be able to figure things out. What makes the dog tick and how to communicate to what you want. Okay, and it's again, this is out of drive. In drive, you just don't give him the toy or treat or whatever.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. But that's actually one of your, I think it's the best-selling videos, out of drive obedience training that you have. People want to learn about out of drive obedience training because it's just everybody else the best for me. Yeah, I help Hans with all this stuff, but because I help you doing it. It's not being taught. It's not something that you even remotely almost see online anymore. It's all cookie toy-based training. Yeah, that's all it is. There's just if I ask somebody underneath their video, oh yeah, well we do that too, but I'm like, but you never show it. They never show it. It's always food or cook or a short.
Well, I had a discussion today on Facebook with somebody, and what the heck was it about? And they were saying, about the high drive, right? That you don't need a high drive dog in order for him to do this.
You made a post. You made the post for
right. I made the post, and somebody says, well, the dogs, high food driven dogs, will work better if the drive is higher. And I said, but I don't train with cookies.
Okay, as Hans says, the dog is working for the cookie and the toy. You guys are missing the point.
Right. Right. You are wrong with the training system. That's why you need these high-driven dogs. That's what that post was all about. Yeah. I said, well, the dog tracks better if he's high-driven. No, he doesn't. Malinois are high-driven dogs that aren't very good trackers. They lose interest if they don't find the person within 30 seconds. Yeah. German Shepherds, I had German Shepherds tracking for 2 hours, staying on the track. Malinois would get anxiety attack.
They're like the young adults of today, scrolling the page.
Yeah, they're like what do they call Generation X or whatever that is, millennials, I don't know. I lost track of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we got a bunch of tangents, but that's okay.
It's a tangent-based podcast. It's not hard to put Hans on a tangent.
Oh yeah, well, it's because they're also contacts, right?
Yeah,
like I gave you the conglomerate,
the rock. Yeah.
Or actually, I found even better example. I showed you the picture with a Chinese puzzle. The pieces of wood, and if you put them correctly, made a cross or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what dog training is. These little pieces of wood with different notches.
Yeah.
And you need to put it together so it creates cube or a cross or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what dog training is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Yeah. Of this topic. All right. If you guys want to learn more about personal protection training or out of drive obedience training or how to feed your puppies raw or leash, how to hold your leash correctly, please visit, and there's other videos there too, Alpine K9 Real, like realistic.com, and these videos are there for sale.
And there also, there is a YouTube symbol that will, a rectangle is trying on it. And there's free podcasts and free shorts.
Yeah. We will.
And then we have this electronic, what do you call it, artificial intelligent voice.
Oh, yes, he's sure some of them. Yeah,
So you know that voice which you hear that
they pay attention. So
it's obviously not me,
but
right?
you pay attention.
Yeah, it's very commending voice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, also, if you look for a puppy or a trained adult, Hans is your man. These dogs come in from the Czech Republic. They're flown in. They're not in the U.S.
Yeah, right now the shipping of puppies is questionable, but we can ship them a little.
You can talk to Hans about that. Call him.
Yeah, we can get them here puppies, but a little older now. But that's the CDC crap. Anyway, there's an episode of that. Yeah, you may want to watch it. Yeah, so you understand what's going on. She's told about it.
Yeah. So, please share and subscribe. I forgot to say that last time. Share and subscribe if you like the content. That helps the channel. And see you guys next time.
Ahoy!